Hello, my name is Anjani Segrist, and this is a video about healers, and more in particularly why I do not refer to myself as a healer. So many people who come to see me refer to me as a healer, and the most recent example I can give is a lady came in, and I always ask people, how do you use your body? What do you do? How do you use your body at work? And the lady said to me, well, I'm a healer like you. And it kind of caught me off guard, and I just was like, excuse me? And she repeated, and I said, well, I don't consider myself a healer, and these are the reasons why. Number one, when I say the word healer, more, particularly if I say I am a healer, to me it says that there is something that needs to be healed. And that doesn't ring true for me. For me, when somebody has an ailment or something that is causing them pain or discomfort, emotionally, mentally, or in their physical body, the way I see that is as our consciousness, our mind, our spirit, our body, in whatever, in whatever context we're talking about, something is trying to make itself known to the person. So if somebody comes in and they say, I'm having anxiety and I'm having headaches, to me, this is not something that needs to be healed. To me, this is something that is trying to make the person aware of something going on in their life. Sometimes it's latent gifts or talents that want to be included in the person's expression. Sometimes it is that the person is just drinking too much coffee. They're not getting enough sleep. They're thinking too much about things that they can't change, or thinking too much about things that they can change and why they won't change. So the body's signs and symptoms are not something that need to be healed in my perspective. So when somebody's on my table and I'm working on them, what's happening in me is that I am listening deeply to the body. I'm holding parts of their body and moving in whatever way that I feel intuitively called to move. And sometimes when I'm holding that area in the body, I'll get a sense of some mental impression, some feeling that I feel emotionally. Something in my senses gets activated. And so I'm able to relay that to the person in some kind of way, whether it is through words or just emanating that feeling from myself and holding. It's really a holding of space and listening deeply to the body, and also sometimes just to the client. Sometimes they're just talking and talking and they have so much things they want to get out, and in that case I feel completely honored, for one, to be able to witness what's happening on the table, but also I feel so much love and compassion for, the process of what's happening for the person in that moment. So it's a big amount of love and acceptance coming from me. I feel so much love and acceptance for the person that I don't know, but they can't help but to also love and accept themselves in that moment. So for an hour, for 90 minutes that I'm with the person, I'm continually validating them on, on the invisible realm, if you so to speak. And sometimes it is on the outside because they're saying things and I'm listening deeply and okay, and sometimes I can relay back to them, okay, this is what I'm hearing. And definitely if it is something that they're saying that is not matching up to what I feel in their body, I will definitely, this is what it feels like to me. And from my perspective, it's always coming like, from a place of, a part of them that wants to be seen, expressed, validated, loved, something like that. So when the person leaves, 99% of the time, they get up and they, wow, like, I don't know why I feel like this. I've never felt so good. And in my mind, I'm like, well, it's because for an hour, somebody was there holding space, holding your body, moving your body in a way that hasn't been moved before, because I make the space for the person to come and really have whatever they need to happen in the realm of what I consider, acceptable for me and where I'm at this time. So bottom line, you are the healer. The person who's coming here and letting go as much as they can, they're doing the healing. I am not the healer. I am not doing the healing. The person that is, laying down on this table, or, sometimes it's through astrology readings, and there's a healing that happens, but it's only to the level at which you are able to open up to receive love, the amount you can open up and, make your own changes. It's this example that comes to my mind is that when I was in the Navy, my first duty station was at the hospital where the president is seen. Most of the people coming out of boot camp and after we finish our school, our training I was a hospital corpsman, so I worked in a hospital. Mostly everybody goes to a ward where it's, beds and really sick people. And they're changing bedpans and, turning people. And this is considered like the grunt work, or, where you start off. I was started off in a clinic where, people eventually moved from the ward to the clinic. And I, within a year, was in charge of wound care. So there was a nurse who was the wound care nurse, and I was her apprentice. She was training me. We went to all the trainings, and I followed her and I watched her, and soon I was doing the wound care. She quit, and for a whole year, they hadn't hired a new wound care nurse. So I was the wound tech, they called me, because I wasn't a nurse. But I was doing all the wound care for the hospital. And, I could see a patient and do the dressing changes, do the things that I knew to do in wound care, and then tell them, this is what you got to do when you go home. Eat these things, don't eat these things, apply this, don't apply that, keep it dry, keep it moist, whatever was needed for that particular wound that they had. But it was up to them to go home and actually do those things. So in some ways, it's very, very similar, because I'm dealing with wounds, physical injuries, emotional wounds, these kinds of things. And I can only see what I see, which is what you allow me to see, what the person is open up enough to show. And also give my, almost like an interpretation of what I see, or just, some advice, some things to avoid, some things to do. And when they leave, it's really up to them, what they're going to do, what they're going to implement into their lives, and what they just can't accept, or what, and sometimes it's not always like I know exactly, and my advice isn't always like the end all be all. It's just, what it is. And ultimately, it's up to the person. So in our psyche, we all have all of these aspects and all of these archetypes, and one will stand out more than the other. So in that way, if somebody refers to me as a healer, I can understand, like, according to archetypes, maybe this is the part of me that they see more, is that of the healer. I consider myself a healing artist because I've been working in the field of healing, the healing arts, since 2000, the year 2000. It's 2016 now, so 16 years. I've been working in the field, in the profession of doing the healing arts and working in this way, but it's a continual learning and growing and experimenting, experiencing. It's art. And I guess to me, you know, if somebody refers to me as a healer, I can see it from that point. Like, yes, I see that, but to me, I'm a mother, I'm a lover, I'm a woman, I'm, you know, I'm all of these things. And in this work, maybe that's what you see. But I want you to know that you are the healer, and I can only see and do as much as you are ready for, and as much as you are able to see and do for yourself. So thank you very much for watching this video, and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos and sharing more about many of the things that I've learned over the years and things that I'm studying currently. So yeah, thank you very much.